Our family came out to Australia in 1788, so we probably were the oldest farming family in Australia, I think.
The original John Herbert was convicted of highway robbery, so he was the first fleeter.
We got our first land grant in 1791.
And it was his, I believe his grandson who was given the land grant at Yagara. That's the original block here that the feedlot is built on.
They went over the mountains and started doing these things up here.
It's important that every day is the same, so we try to make it like the Truman Show, and so the cattle settle into a very good routine. The guy starts to mill up about 6. The animal health staff turn up at 5:45 and saddle their horses in the pens by 7, and then they'll check every beast every day.
Sick cattle tend to hide. It's a predator-prey relationship, so they'll hide behind the other cattle. If you're on a horse, it's easier to be able to pick them.
I don't think you can do much with a feedlot unless you like the job, because it's got a lot of headaches in it as well. You get a lot of high spots too, but you get a lot of headaches.
What our idea of vertical integration is, everything we do on our own farm is either backgrounding cattle to come to the feedlot, or either growing fodder or silage or hay to come to the feedlot. The main reason for that is something like silage. We use about 5,000 or 6,000 tonne a year. Well, as you can imagine, it's only a third dry matter, so it's very expensive to cart, so we need to have it close.
The design is taken from an American animal behaviourist called Temple Grandin. It involves a lot of curved races. We need to be particular about cattle they can see ahead. 3 is ideal. We don't use electric prodders or dogs. Instead, they use a plastic bag on the end of a waddy.
At the end of the day, when we've got to market something, all we have to market off the farm is one beast, and that's beef. We're not running around trying to market grain, hay and everything else.
When we first started the feedlot, he came home from school and I put him in charge of the piggery down there, so that's how he got his ground feeding.
He used to enjoy the buying. He's very quick with figures.
I do the buying, and then Tessa's got to try to organise the cash flow around me a bit. It doesn't always work, but it works a little bit. That was going to be a turning point in our lives or in our business.
When we got the approval through the Shire, we went to our bank and we'd been with them all the time. Then they suddenly got all these ideas they wouldn't. It wasn't going to be a factory, it wasn't going to be a farm, and they couldn't give them money out.
Local managers couldn't make a definite decision. It all had to go to Sydney.
That was probably the most disheartening thing, is when they didn't want to know us. They wanted 5-year contracts and all this, and a lot of things which were unachievable. So we had this approval and the bank wasn't going with us.
And when he came back, I ordered in the mail that same day, I got a letter from Bankwest to open this area up. And he said, if I can be any help to you, he said, I know your history. He said, just give me a ring.
I think it might have been fate on Mum and Dad's table over there, the thing from Bankwest. He more or less gave us a verbal approval by the Tuesday.
We gave him a ring, and within 36 hours we had a deal done with Bankwest, and all their troubles there were solved. It was great, yeah. We've been with them ever since, very happy with them too.
Yeah, Bankwest has been fabulous all the way.
I wasn't their manager back then, I was the assistant. So we've all grown, so that's good for everyone.
Bankwest bend over backwards to provide that communication. The amount of times they've come out here and asked us questions about how our business runs, what we need to be able to do this.
That's why the daily contact is so important, because it builds the picture, and that's what's so critical in supporting not only this business but agricultural businesses in general, to provide really sound information all the time as we're watching the market, which in turn is the reason we are afforded all the support that we need from our credit area of the bank, because we're able to give them such a good outline of the business and a clear understanding.
It works because the bank offers us a level of flexibility that we need. Our business needs to be flexible.
So our commodity prices are changing all the time, our finance needs to change all the time. And tomorrow's not going to be the same as today.
Whether we're going through drought or now recently the floods, and the impact that it's having on all of those businesses, and how we need to address people's needs.
So it's an open and honest communication.
We look at the property as being a family heirloom, and we think we'll pass the property on in a better condition next generation what it was when we got it.
Caitlin's 16, Siobhan is 13, and Lockie is 11 today.
Hip, hip. Hooray! Hooray!
On this property, I couldn't tell, probably about 140 years. Yeah, we'd like that to last a little bit longer. Yeah.
It's entirely up to them whether they continue doing this. It'd be nice if any or all of them came back on the land.
7th generation in the Herbert family in Australia. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will take it over too.
Yeah.
He looked very much like I did at his age. I think he's a spitting image of me, really. He's just about as mad as I was.
That's only a grandfather.